Sometimes the unexpected can present itself without any warnings. And that is what happened to Arthit in 2004, the year of the tsunami. All of a sudden, the world as he knew it disappeared. All that was dear to him, all that was precious disappeared. His mom, his grandma, his school, all swallowed by the tsunami. His father was still alive, but he didn't know him well. His father lived in a country of which he knew nothing, not even the language. He was so overwhelmed that all of a sudden, he was unable to speak. When he was brought to me, I couldn't get him to say a word or even get him to smile. However, when he met my daughter, a tiny smile appeared at his sweet face. We didn't know what to do. We didn't speak Thai and he wouldn't talk to us in English. But we needed to communicate with him, so we had to find a way. So we decided to go to where he was. But how do you get to an island? We will have to learn Thai. So how do you start with a language so different, with honorifics, female and male ways of speaking, and different characters too? We researched for Thai desserts and found out that sweet rice and mango was a winner with children all over Thailand. So we served some at the end of sessions where we repeated the numbers, chanting them in Thai and then in English. And this went well. He loved to correct our broken accent in Thai, and we, on the other hand, applauded his efforts to speak to us in English. We even implemented a cordial Sawadika, hello, every beginning of English lessons. We saw him progressing and laughing and embracing our culture day by day, but he was still reluctant to speak more than a word or two at a time. One day, the wife of his father asked, "How do you say sister in Thai?" She wanted him to know that the little girl who lived with them was his half-sister. That day the healing really began. He saw his little sister as if it was the first time. His face lit with tenderness and will to protect her. Soon after that, he made an effort and English started to be easy for him. We knew our job was practically done. Christmas was here and he got a part at the school play. He was going to be an angel. Fantasy copying real life, we thought. We offered ourselves to prepare his little wings. How appropriate to get ready to see him fly away. The wings were made in good time and he tried them. They were perfect for him. As we saw him, we knew he was ready now to be an angel for the school play, as well as ready to fly away from our learning nest and into the world. So Arthit, the boy who grew wings, survivor and brother, a perfect angel, one day spread his wings and learned to fly away from sadness and into a courageous life.